This is a 65-inch Samsung Crystal Smart TV. It is exactly the CU8000G model, a very popular model and widely sold by the brand. I'm your friend Javier Guerrero, and today I will analyze what exactly the Samsung Crystal series is. Digital greetings, for all. The Samsung brand launched its Crystal series back in 2020, and after a lot of marketing, got it into the heads of millions of people. That's why when someone tells me about their smart TV, they tell me very proudly, I have a Samsung Crystal. The truth is that Crystal UHD, or Crystal as they call it because it sounds more marketable, is just a technology in the background LEDs that makes the pixels offer more realistic colors. But it doesn't work wonders either. Additionally, your smart TV may be Samsung Crystal, but it may lack other important features such as panel type, backlight type, format support, or other processor functions. The Crystal series has three ranges: the basic range CU7000, the mid-range CU8000 for the average user, and the top of the range CU8500. Although they have also released the 9000 series for other countries. Yes or no, Rick? Note that the first letter indicates the year of manufacture. For example, the letter C is for 2023 and the U indicates the UHD resolution. I say this because there are other models such as the 08000, which is from 2021, in which some characteristics change, such as it does not integrate the rechargeable One remote control, nor the multi-view function, and although both are VA-type panels, they integrate very different pixel designs. But where does this Crystal display marketing come from? What is the innovation here? Well, all LCD screens in the world have a common characteristic, yes or yes. They all need a white light background called backlight. Without that light we would not be able to see any image. Initially the backlight in all smart TVs was generated by white LEDs, but then it was discovered that, by using blue LEDs with a phosphor coating, it was possible to convert the blue light into a purer white light, which was the basis for the arrival of QLED televisions, since blue LEDs are used in all of them. This purest white light is what is passed through the color filters that each pixel has to generate the tone of the colors, but in the spectrum of those colors something like this was obtained. As you see here, the energy and precision of the colors is not uniform, with blue being better. What Samsung did was change the phosphor coating of the blue LEDs for a special crystalline coating that reinforces the energy of green light and red light, and with that improved the tonality and realism of these colors. This small change in the coating on the blue LEDs is the reason why your Samsung Smart TV is a Samsung Crystal. And it's true, it improves the colors. But is it a great innovation? I don't think so either. But it was enough for Samsung to create a whole new line of smart TV models with the little word Crystal, which gives it a lot of marketing. The legs of these smart TVs are completely plastic, but it is made of very hard plastic. They have a rail and a lock that allows you to change the height of the smart TV and thus leave space for a soundbar. This new Crystal series has air slim architecture, that is, they are very thin televisions. For example, this CU8000 is at most 1 inch thick. After turning it on, it seems that the remote control does not work, but because I forgot to remove this plastic tab, which prevents power from reaching the control, and now you will see that it is automatically linked to the smart TV. Here I can confirm that it is indeed dual band, because there are both my Wi-Fi bands. The connection is fast and efficient, but then Samsung forces you to create an account if you want to use and download applications, and if you don't, you can only use it as a simple television for channels or as a monitor. So there is no way I will create an account, even if I have to give a series of consents and permissions, but in the end this Samsung Crystal is already installed and configured. Samsung's operating system for its smart TVs is called Tizen, and this is version 7.0. It is fast. I am not going to deny it, and I like the integration of its quick settings because they are accessible quickly and with a single button. But what I don't like about Tizen is its application store, because it only allows you to install apps from its store, and it's not that it has many either, because it is very limited. The worst thing is that it does not allow you to install APK files, which is why you will never be able to run Magis TV on a Samsung or LG, and you necessarily need an Android device like a TV box. On the sides it has two screen protector plates, and I will remove them to test the images in full dimension. The specifications of this Samsung Crystal Smart TV model CU8000 are as follows, and we will talk a little about them as we see the images of its screen, which look quite good. The Samsung Crystal CU8000 has a VA-type LCD panel, which is common on most mid-range smart TVs. It's not QLED or anything like that, just a color-enhanced LCD. Its backlighting is edge LED, which means that it is perimeter lighting, meaning that the LEDs are not exactly behind the panel, but on the edges. This type of lighting is cheaper, but gives good results when it integrates good light diffusers, but it does not match the full-array local dimming of more expensive smart TVs. This smart TV achieves a maximum brightness of 300 nits, which is not that high, but enough for a room with moderate light. In addition, it supports HDR, HDR10+, and HLG, so the dynamic contrast is good. It is also a smart TV with a very slim design, and what surprised me is that the plastic back cover does not have a single screw. Since the cover it comes with pressure tabs, and that makes it harder to take apart without hurting it. It does not support Dolby Vision or Dolby Atmos formats, so if you want to take advantage of that sound format you will need a soundbar that does support the format and also, according to its data plate, consumes a maximum of 215 watts. I will measure the sound power at 2 meters and at 50% volume. And that's how it sounds at 100% volume. It is a loud sound, although not of great quality but sufficient for everyday use. For gamers who want to use this smart TV to play, I will help you with that question by measuring the real input lag that this CU8000 has with my input lag tester. And as you can see, after stabilizing, we have 10.2 milliseconds of input lag. It is not perfect, but it is quite good for a television these days. The bad thing is that in this smart the game mode is practically for decoration, because it does not significantly reduce the input lag as if it did with other smarts, and the minimum it achieves is 10 milliseconds, but as I told you, it is not a bad value and you will be able to use it for games. Screen transmission can be done from any cell phone, and what I liked the most is that the transfer speed is high. Since notice that there is no perceptible delay between the transmitted images and the received images. In addition, this CU8000 model does have the multi-view function, but it is only for 2 video sources, not like the TCL C745 which was multi-view for up to 4 sources, but at least we can see our cell phone and some smart TV application simultaneously, or you can also choose between an application and the cell phone camera. As a voice assistant, Samsung uses the integrated Bixby application. Here you can choose the type of voice.
Hola, me llamo Bixby.
And it works normally well, as you will see below.
Abrir YouTube. Poner el Smart TV en modo juego.
Lo siento, no está disponible esa función.
Although not all functions are enabled, but at least you can now do specific searches within the application. With 3 hours of use, the screen temperature remains at a normal temperature and does not overheat, except for the lower part where the LED backlights are, which reached 42 degrees Celsius, but I would not say that it is excessive. The VA panel generates some reflections, as you can see with the small flashlight on my cell phone, but it was to be expected because it is a somewhat shiny panel. But worse is when I turn on the lights in my living room and the reflections are a little more noticeable, but it's not that it's a big inconvenience. As an advantage, I observed that, when putting it on a white screen, there was no effect of a dirty screen or gray spots, and when putting it on a black screen I did not see the effect of light leaks either, maintaining the black quite well, so on that side it is fine. Being a VA-type panel, it suffers a little more in the viewing angles, and it is not that they are bad, but after 30 degrees, the colors lose a little strength and become a little more whitish. But that is typical in almost all VA-type panels, but as I said before, it is not a big drawback either, because almost no one watches television from the side, right? I'll finally hook up my PS5 to it to watch some 4K footage. As this CU8000 Smart TV integrates the ALLM or Automatic Low Latency Mode function, when it detects the console it will automatically put the Smart TV in game mode, but that is not a very important function, because you can still put the game mode manually. And I already have my PS5 installed on this Samsung Crystal, and remember that it runs with an input lag of 10 milliseconds. As you can see, the quality is very good. I also really like the colors and you get a pretty decent brightness even though I am not a fan of LED edge lighting. It is not a gaming smart TV, because this smart TV is missing these 4 key features. It would have an HDMI 2.1 port at 120 Hz. It would have an input lag of at least 2 milliseconds. It would have VRR technology to synchronize the FPS of the game with the FPS of the screen. And it would also have a game bar or a game bar with all the functions in it. But it doesn't mean that it's not useful for playing. What's more, it plays very well and the images are excellent as you see here, so anyone will play extremely well here. What are the brands like? Right. A small change in a technical aspect and they already have a whole new range of equipment. And the Crystal series is that, more marketing than technology. Although it is not a bad smart TV, I am not saying that, but he is not revealing the gunpowder either. It is not a premium smart TV because it ranges from $400 to $700, depending on the model. But if it has a modern look, it is very slim, looks great and will give you a great using experience. The bad thing for me is its operating system, which I don't like, because I prefer Android TV. Regarding whether they are good or fail quickly, you already know my position. I am an electronic engineer and worked as a reliability engineer for many years. I have seen thousands of failures and that is why I know that all equipment fails. All of them, based on a number. The failure rate. So don't tell me that my TV is good because it's 20 years old. The statistics have simply been on your side. Because of every million devices, of every batch of a million, several thousand will fail yes or yes. That yours has not failed is just luck and statistics. And don't forget that you can take this smart TV with its respective soundbar, straight to your home and for only $3. Thanks to Javi's raffle tech. So buy your ticket now, because they sell out quickly. Help me, and let's democratize technology. Until the next video.